It's been very interesting. My group did get shouted at, but I'm just gonna take it as that female doctor it wasn't her morning. It just wasn't her morning, and so we had to I excused her behavior. But yeah, I look forward to just updating you on some of the patients. Good morning, everyone. It is 6:42. I'm about to catch the bus. I hope I'm going to catch the right bus. But we have Helen Joseph this morning for surgery, and the topic for today is lumps and bumps. Okay, so this is my group. Okay, it is 8:58. We got here at 7:30. Let's give it to 7:45. And we are still waiting here. Apparently the doctor we are supposed to be with is in a meeting. We were not told what time the meeting is or how long the meeting is, but we're still waiting here. Hey guys, so I am going to update you on as much as I can remember during the studio rotation, some of the patients. And so my group did our surgery methods between Helen Joseph and an Eden Vale stint. The first patient that we got, so we arrived 7:30 because that's what we get told. But you only get tended to at about like 9 sometimes. So what happened was actually the first date was really like we got there 7:30. By 1:45 we were told to do something. So we had arrived. We got given a patient. Literally this one guy, I don't know if he was an intern or a 6th year or something, marches down the passage with us, takes us into a ward and introduces us to a patient, and that's it. We must examine, and that's it. And he left. Now we're looking at this patient, and we don't know what to do half the time. I mean, we've never done this, so anyways. But this patient looked like they had a huge goiter. We have read how to examine it, but we don't exactly know how to examine it. So we asked some questions and everything like that. And also, I think at the beginning, we're all just a bit nervous to touch patients because we don't know what we're doing. We don't know if we're doing the right thing, the wrong thing. So yeah, that was the first patient. Then the second one that we did was in Edenvale, the lumps and the bumps. We waited a while, and then we got shown a patient that we could examine. They had a surgical hernia, so that was fine. But also, like, there's 8 of you, or like 2 groups of 4, one patient, so you each want to feel. And then when the next 4 came, like, the patient didn't want everyone to feel the hernia, so it can get a bit difficult. But most of the time the patients are amazing. They're very patient with us. Then after that we had so basically what happens, oh wait, I forgot, there was one more. Oh no, this is the one. So basically what you do is you get shown a patient, you do history, your examination, and then you go and you present your case to the head doctor or someone senior, and then you do like a TAT and a discussion. The next one we did was lumps and bumps, and in Helen, and that one was really interesting. But I remember I remember the patient that we examined, we were told to do like a full examination, cardiovascular, everything on lumps and bumps, under the lumps and bumps. And she seemed to have like a lipoma. And sorry, I'm tired. And then the doctor comes through and we present. Obviously, the patient leaves and we present. And then I literally sat there and I'm like, listen, it's all very nice to say, you describe the lump as X, Y, Z, but like, I want to see it. I want to be able to, with you, go through a lump and go through the process. So he's like, okay, cool. He gets up, he leaves, he goes and finds the patient, he comes back and he calls us. So we go and we examine this patient. And literally, this lump mass was literally the size of a human head on his back. And he graciously let us all feel and do what we needed to do to get experience. And then in front of the patient, now, obviously we're discussing and what the next step would be. And the doctor says it's most likely malignant, not benign. And I just remember standing there and I'm like, I didn't feel comfortable that we were discussing it in front of a patient. But more importantly, I didn't feel like, I felt sad that here we are discussing, and if we said it's malignant, like, does the patient know what that means? Has it metastasized? Has it, and I felt really sad. And then we went to the breast cancer unit with Dr. Ben, and she is really, really amazing. She is doing such phenomenal work in that unit, and yeah, that was very interesting. We were able to practice on a patient's breast examination. Um, and then the last patient, what was the last patient? Oh no, then there was another patient that had, it was an abdo exam. So we did the history and everything like that. Oh, this is when we got shouted at. So we did the history. And then as we're about to wanting to start examining the patient, her oats came, her porridge, her hot porridge came. And like, I don't know about you, but I don't want cold porridge. I don't want cold porridge. So we said to her, we can either examine you now or we can come back in 5 minutes once you finish your porridge. So she agreed that she would rather eat her porridge and then we can come back in 5 minutes. So we walked out, and like some of us needed the bathroom, so we went to the bathroom. Then we were waiting, literally just like 5 minutes. The next minute, the doctor comes, and she's like, "Have you finished?" And we're like, "No, we just did the history. The patient's just wanting to finish her breakfast." So this doctor, now it's in the passage, and there's like other students, other 5th and 6th years or interns or whatever, and she like shouts at us saying that if we had to wait for every single patient to finish a phone call, every single patient to finish eating, blah blah blah, we'll be here forever. We're wasting time. We're wasting this. We're doing this. We're doing that. And then so then we went back. Then I think she what happened? Oh yeah, then we went back and then we did the exam. And now what we were doing was we would like throughout each clinical method we were taking turns of like someone will practice taking the history, or one or two people will practice taking the history. Then some of us will then do the examination, and if there is a pathology that we find or something, then we will all feel. But we just thought, or we felt that a lot of the patients don't want 8 people palpating them, or anyways, so only some of us felt the patient, and then we had finished. So then we went back and we waited, and then now this doctor comes, and she's like, I don't understand how it takes you guys like only like half an hour to clock the patient. It takes my interns or 6 years like an hour. And we're just like, well, like, so then she marches to the patient. She closes the curtain, and she says to the patient, she asks the patient like, did all the students touch you or examine you? And the patient was like, no. But the patient, she was so nice. She was very, very sweet. She actually whispered to me that she felt guilty that she ratted on us, and I'm like, no man, you must always tell the truth. And eventually I had to say to this doctor that we didn't know we had to, like, she wanted a full clock of the patient, like everything, like head to toe. Obviously not like, okay, no, actually she wanted like cardiovascular, and she wanted absolutely everything, which fine, is understandable. But secondly, this was like at the end of our clinical surgery methods, and not one other doctor asked the way she's wanting it done. So I also found a lot of doctors have different methods as well. So yeah, but like, I don't know, for me, you can comment down below what you would do, or how you feel. But for me, I felt like I gained a lot of respect from the patient by respecting them and allowing them to eat their breakfast. Yeah, it's 5 minutes. Okay, fine, I'll be 5 minutes longer than normal. Like, for me, it's not a big issue, but I can understand if it's every single patient wanting to finish their breakfast. And so I do understand. I don't know, I wouldn't want to force my patients or something. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Would you let the patient eat breakfast and finish breakfast? I mean, to be honest, it's probably more uncomfortable having a full stomach being palpated. But then what? You must eat cold breakfast. I don't know. Anyways, I don't know if her reaction was justified, but we're at the we're at the bottom of the food chain here. So we smile and wave. And then, but I will admit that it was a very good learning curve, because then our last patient that we did for vascular, it was a patient that says they were compliant with their meds for diabetes, but unfortunately he had to have two amputations, to say by limb amputations, so below the knee and below the ankle on the other leg. And we were a bit nervous because he was very hesitant for us to examine or uncover his legs, because what was it, the physio or something hadn't come and bandaged his legs and all of that. So it was just weird, because we don't know at what point we're allowed to be authoritative towards the patient when they'll know we're students, compared to that doctor. Then they'll listen or be more willing. I don't know. So I think we're just a bit cautious with, or scared of the patients at the moment. Um, or scared of the doctor if we're not checking obviously one of the most important, the amputated limbs, because that's why he came in. Anyways, but we did a full clock on this patient, everything, vitals, okay, well, there was no thermometer, but we said we would do temperature, blood pressure. We did blood pressure. We did it on both limbs, which is actually very important. So we literally did everything. So it took us a long time, but that doctor was super impressed. So what I would advise for you guys is literally do everything. So do the full history, do the vitals, measure the blood pressure, do a quick cardiovascular, S1, S2, do breath sounds, just very quick, very quick. And obviously then focus more on what that patient's pathology or issue is. Um, so yeah, I would suggest that. So it was a great learning curve, but yeah, it wasn't nice being shocked. But you feel, oh, that's small. But you just got to accept people and their ways. So I hope that was helpful. I'm sorry, I look exhausted. I'm a bit tired. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment anything down below, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, so when I do post, not that often, but when I do, then you'll get notified. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Subscribe. Bye. Oh, and Alina says hi as well. Say hello. Hello. Say hi. Wag your tail.